everyone, I'm Dawn. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for visiting with me today. So it seems I have some things I need to get off my chest and some things I need to apologize for. I received some hurt feelings reports. And I feel like I should address them. I'm sorry that I don't have a tiny little brain where people say something I want to hear, so I just jump on and agree with them. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry about that. And I'm sorry that I don't want to join the bandwagon. I don't want to jump on the bandwagon and hate on somebody just because it seems like the hip thing to do. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry that I'm just not as shitty as the reaction channels you probably like to watch. And actually though, let's be serious for a minute. I do want to apologize to Amberlynn, not that she'd ever see this, for saying some of the nasty things I've said about her in the past. I did say them in anger. I did say them because I was addressing things that are issues, because Amberlynn isn't perfect. We know that Amberlynn has said and done terrible things, from threatening Becky, which to me is horrendous. The whole thing with Cassie really just still to this day disturbs me. Just so many things. There's so many things. But at the same time, that doesn't mean I'm going to sit there and just agree with people who are just saying nasty things just to say nasty things. They are, in fact, getting off on watching someone else suffer. They love watching Amberlynn suffer. And I do believe that a lot of people want to see her downfall. I do believe that. And I'm not here for that. Do I think she's a decent person? Not really, no. I think she's a terrible person, and I think that she should be called out for all the horrible, bad things she's done, and I think she should be held accountable and be continued to be called out on those things until she addresses them and sincerely apologizes to the people she's hurt. I do think that, but, I don't believe making videos where you just take every little word she says and pick it apart and, you know, where you're picking at things that probably most of your viewers do also. I'm just not going to do that just to insult her. I'm not going to bully her just, you know, I'm not going to sit there and say horrible things about her just because I have a platform and can do that. I have been mad at her. I have said things about her. I have said nothing but true things, but there are people that sit there and just, now I got a comment, and I don't remember the girl's name because she's too stupid to acknowledge, but that, oh, the reactors aren't allowed to talk about how Amberlynn smells, but you can talk about how Destiny smells. That's not what I said. See, that's an example of how these people hear what they want to hear and then respond instead of really listening. I was basically trying to say, consider the source. How reliable is Destiny really? You know? I mean, we know she's a known cheater, so we know she's a dishonest person. So, I don't know. And, well, I do believe a number of the things that Destiny said, including Amberlynn not showering while living at her mom's house. Other people, reactors, took that, because that was a few months. They lived at her mother's house a few months. And there are reactors taking that and turning it into a few years and stuff like that, and just changing the narrative to fit the way they want to talk nasty about Amberlynn. And there are people that are like, you smell, you don't wash your hair, you don't do this, you don't do that, blah, blah, blah. And that's all well and good, whatever. Apparently your you reside under Amberlynn's skirt or whatever. But for one thing, if you're not hooking up with that, it's none of your business what it smells like. And another thing is, how do you know? How do you even know? And thirdly, it's just nasty to do that. And the reason it's nasty to do that is it's bullying. It's bullying. I'm sorry if you don't see it that way, but it is bullying, and it's disgusting. And and that is dehumanizing her. Now, I don't think all reaction channels dehumanize her. I think Alex is lovely to her. I think that Zachary is lovely to her. Karina is very fair and doesn't address any of that superficial stuff, you know. And oh Lordy, it's Jordy is, I think he's very nice. He does get snarky sometimes, but I think he's pretty nice. But there are other channels that are just trying to make a name for themselves by just being nasty, and that's fine. If they can manage to make a career at doing that, go for it. But sorry, I needed a sip. Oh, there's my apology. I'm sorry, I had to take a sip of my drink. There, you got your apology. But yeah, I wasn't saying Destiny stinks. I was basically trying to say consider the source. And, you know, this person took it and ran with it to mean what she wanted it to mean, to fit her narrative she was trying to create about me. And again, I know Amberlynn isn't a perfect person, and she has said and done horrible things that I don't forgive her for. I can't forgive her if she doesn't apologize for it. If she's not sorry for something, you can't forgive somebody for it. But that doesn't mean, okay, so let me take an example here. There was a woman who I used to work with who stalked me. Everywhere I went, she would show up, okay? But at work, you know, she would do her job, and she did a very good job. One time somebody came in and asked her for something, and because of legal reasons, she couldn't provide them with that information. So they went up to the president of the hospital and complained about her and said, her name is so-and-so, and she went. And when they came, the president's receptionist came down and wanted to know what was going on. And they said, you did this and you did that. And she was like, no. And I went, no, that's not what happened. That's not what happened. And I stepped up and I told them. She didn't do anything wrong. You know what I mean? I wasn't sitting there thinking, oh, we're going to get her fired because I hate her for stalking me. You know, it was, you know, you can still have integrity. You know what I mean? And picking apart someone for little things that have nothing to do with the bad things they've done in the past, that there's no integrity in that. It's not, there's no integrity in that. You're just being a schoolyard bully. So, like, if she, let me think of an example. If Amberlynn came up and punched you in the face, then you could say, that B-word, how dare she punch me in the face? I'm going to sue her and blah, blah, blah. Now, that doesn't mean you can turn around later and say to a judge, well, she doesn't shower. You know what I mean? That has nothing to do with the crime that was committed, whether she showers or not. You know what I'm trying to say? It's, I don't know, it's hard to make it clear to people who are closed-minded. And there are people who are watching me who understand what I'm saying, and then there are other people who are watching me who are like, how dare she not support all these reaction channels? How dare. Yeah, there are people out there watching this right now just stewing. They're stewing. I know you're just stewing. You're like, oh my God, how could she? I'm not going to ever support bullying. I don't care if the bullying is against a really sweet, wonderful, nice person, like Candy, for example, or if the bullying is directed towards Ted Bundy. I don't care. I'm not going to support bullying no matter who the victim is. And yes, if you're bullying someone, they're your victim. No matter what they've done, if what you're speaking of has nothing to do with the bad they've done, and you're speaking in negative terms, you're bullying them. And quite frankly, I don't care If you want to leave me a nasty comment, well, here's your response. And I just don't care. I don't care. I'm never going to support bullying. I don't care who it is. And I know that in the past, I have made videos where I have said very mean things about Amberlynn. And I do apologize for them because there were things said out of anger, and even things said out of anger are still wrong. And, you know, there are a lot of things she said and done that, even though she has never apologized. Well, she apologized for the Stevie Wonder thing, though we don't know how sincere that was because it was a monetized apology hidden in a blog. But at the same time, I'm not going to pull that. I'm not going to apologize till you apologize. I'm not going to pull that bull crap. I know who I am as a person. I know who I want to be as a person. And I don't want to be a person that tears someone down, especially someone who's going through something. And whether you want to believe it or not, she's going through something. It is not easy being over 500 pounds. And it is not easy being laughed at everywhere she goes. Okay? And I understand she did it to herself and it's her fault. I understand that. But at the same time, I'm not a heartless piece of crap. Now, maybe you want to be that person, but I don't. I don't want to be that person. Now, I will continue to react to her videos as I want to. And if she says and does more horrible things, we will address them. But I'm not going to get on this hate train to just talk bad about everything she does. Like, there's this one channel, it doesn't matter what it is. They're just like, oh, they're just offended they're offended at her writing in a journal. This offends her. They get offended when she says she's stressed. Like, what do you have to be stressed out about? You don't get to decide what stresses other people out. You don't get to decide that. You don't. So anyway, that's it. That's all I have to say. I hope most of you have a great day. I hope the rest of you have the day you deserve. And if you don't like what I have to say, you know, I delivered the message earlier in this video. You can take it and shove it. And if you're looking for a real apology from me to apologize to the reaction videos, you're going to have to go check in my garbage can and dig through all the fucks I gave. Because I don't think I have any more. I don't. Yeah, I don't. So anyway, yeah, that's it. Thanks so much for watching, and I will talk to everyone later. Bye.